Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to the E37 podcast. Tonight, I got myself, Hector, also known as CN6. And with me, I got Jazzy.
What up?
And Hav. I'm a bitch. Hav's not here, guys. Unfortunately, could not make it. He is at a party. I think it's his
Father's? Is his dad? Or mom's?
Mom's birthday.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's at a party celebrating, spending the day with his mom and stuff. So, yeah, he couldn't make it. But we are going to be reviewing Alien Romulus, and this is I guess another anticipated movie, man, for a lot of Alien fans, because the last movie we got was back in what, 2016?
Ooh, let me check
Or something.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a while though.
Or maybe I might be tweaking. But yeah, guys, we're gonna be reviewing Alien Romulus, man, dude. But before we get into it, I'd like to remind you guys that you guys can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Make sure you follow our socials at HeatRayVision Podcast, or go to HeatRayVisionPodcast.com. You're going to see all of our links through there. Also, make sure you join the Discord. Top link in the description. We're going to have we have a bunch of cool convos, man, a bunch of theories about the MCU, or just giving our opinion about video games, movies, TV shows, anything like that. We also plan on doing a watch party eventually, so don't miss that whenever we plan on doing that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys could find me everywhere at Seeing6. Mario, where can they find you, bro?
Everywhere at Just Jazzy.
And yeah, Alien Romulus, holy shit, bro. And like how we always do, we will do a non-spoiler section for you guys, and then we will go into a spoiler section. But we will talk about the first two movies and the somewhat beginning of 3, and we're not going to review them. Obviously, it's not going to be super in depth, but just give our quick thoughts and stuff. But for those, there will be spoilers. And I mean, I was talking to Mario. I'm like, yo, should we give spoilers and stuff? But hey, man, the movie's been out for so long. If you're listening to this review, you probably saw like the other movies and shit. So. Yeah. Or if you didn't and you're still listening to this review, then clearly you don't care about spoilers and stuff. So there will be spoilers for Alien 1, 2, and also a bit of 3. Not entirely, because Mario did not finish it.
Yeah, I started it, yeah.
I mean, honestly, you did not miss much. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah, is that much of a letdown?
From the first two? Hell yeah.
Fuck.
Hell yeah.
And also, I did look up. The last movie was 2017, Aliens Covenant.
2017. Holy shit, bro.
It's been a while.
2017. And which one was that? Covenant?
Alien, yeah, Covenant.
Covenant, okay. Because, okay, I guess let's talk about our first, like, our initial history, I guess, with the Alien franchise. Mario, you want to go first?
I mean, outside of the movies, because I know I should be ashamed for this, but I never actually watched Alien or Aliens when, obviously, I wasn't alive when they first came out, but, like, when I was of that age where I'm like,
I should have seen them, man, in theater. I should have seen them.
Yeah, for real. But even when we started doing this whole like podcast, I still didn't check them out. Even though I was interested in them, I never really had a reason to check them out. My only really thing that I really got invested in was the game that came out. Fuck, I don't know how long ago. It came out years ago though. Alien. Alien Isolation.
2016, maybe?
Around there, right?
Maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah, because I remember that game didn't have a big release. It was one of those games where it silently was really good, but it didn't have a lot of hype around it. And I didn't play it on release because I was in high school, bro. My parents aren't going to buy me a game, bro. So I played it later when I had a job and shit. I was like, oh, I can finally play this game. And I bought it, and I fucking loved it. The ending was a little bit lackluster, but the actual gameplay part of it and the majority of it, everything else, right, it was really enjoyable. So that was really my only.
What would you rate that game?
I'll probably give it a 9, because again, for me, the ending was kind of just like, what? It kind of just ends like, what? Like, out of nowhere. Okay. But the cool things about it is that they really do honor, after seeing Alien and Aliens, they really do honor the movies. Because they do mention Ripley, and they do mention like parts of the movie.
So is that canon? Is that game canon to
I
the
have
universe?
no fucking idea, bro.
Interesting. Okay, let us know in the comments, guys, if you know. But was that it?
That was basically it. I know there's like they've done crossover events with like Predator, like Alien versus Predator, like those. I never seen any of those. Even the only Predator movies I've seen, bro, was I swear to God, Prey, the one that came out on Hulu.
And I heard that was fire.
Yeah, I saw that. I love that one a lot. But that was a cool movie.
Dude, I think I seen one of the Alien versus Predator, but bro, I was like a kid though.
I know,
so
right?
I don't count it.
Mhm.
It's like one of those fever dreams where like I know, I
Yeah.
know who the fuck you are. and shit.
Yeah, I know, right?
But that, yeah, same thing with Alien. I'm like, I've seen them before growing up, but I just never really got into it. I never played Alien Isolation. I never seen the movies at all, and because obviously I wasn't alive back then, right? And as you're like in high school, bro,
You
like,
hear
like
about 'em,
16,
but
17, 18, you're really gonna go watch it. Fuck it, let me go watch this cult classic from
I know, right?
1979.
Yep.
Alien. Like nobody does that. No 16-year-old, 15. Like bro, we are like 18-year-old. We're playing Fortnite, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Right? You
Yeah.
feel me? Like
We are.
like we didn't even have this pod and shit. Like,
Yeah.
and it's like I wasn't really into movies back then either. I would only watch, dude. Like probably I don't probably watch like 1 or 2 or 3 movies max in a whole year. And that's like due to going to the movie theater with my
Yeah.
friends.
Uh-huh.
I've never like sat down and be like, let me pop this in like Hav. That's more of Hav style.
Yeah.
Hav was like that.
Yeah.
He was always into movies and stuff. But yeah, no. So I've of course never seen it, and it wasn't until because Mario and I actually sat down and said, "Yo, to prepare for Alien Romulus, let's fucking check out Alien."
I think
bro.
it was last month, or was it the beginning of
I'm
August?
trying to here. I'm gonna see if I could find it right here.
I think because we put
The
it in our
first
letterbox, I think.
Okay, so the first day, yeah, we did. So we saw it on July 6th of this year,
Okay, so it was last month.
2024. We saw Alien, the first Alien, for the first time. And dude, I guess to give our quick thoughts for Alien, man.
Okay, one thing I would say about it, the Alien, the first ever movie ever, is the practicality of it is absolutely outstanding. Where like there's some shots in that movie, I'm like, bro, if you were to release that same shot today and that's still whatever, or maybe those few minutes, I'm like, that would pass. I'm like, that's passable. Like everything is just so real, and it immerses you more into the movie, and that's something I think that's very lacking in today's like, I guess Hollywood. Everything wants to be CGI and shit. But one thing about Romulus is that they're practical too, and you can tell, which I really do appreciate.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I loved about the first one, and I think the overall vibe it has.
Should we give our ratings for them or no?
I mean, yeah, why not? For the first one, I gave it a 10. I'm like, yo, this is a great fucking movie.
Dude.
I even said it to you. I remember. I'm like, bro, dude, like the first 10 seconds of Aliens are just still shots of the Nostromo. Just still shots. No one's in them. It's just like, and it's just quiet. All you hear is the noise the ship is making. And I'm like, Hector, it's only like 10, 50 seconds in, but I'm already locked the fuck into the movie. I'm like, I'm like so like invested. I'm like, how the fuck was he able to do that?
And listen, and I'm glad you brought that up because Romulus does a similar thing in the beginning. Do you remember that? And Romulus does a similar thing where it gets a close shot like in space, and it's super quiet.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, that's what I like
cool.
as well.
It reminds you just like, yo.
But anyway, we'll talk about Romulus in a bit. Okay, let's just so Alien, the first one, you give it a 10. Aliens, you saw the second one, right? Fully.
Fully. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
what would you give that one?
I'll
Or, like,
probably
your
give that
thoughts?
one probably a 9. I would say the practicality of 9 is I think is better
Interesting.
than
okay.
the first one.
Okay.
Because there's that tank thing. Not a tank thing, but it's like that big ass vehicle that they use to go around
Yeah.
in the whatever planet they're on.
Yeah.
And every time they use it, I'm just like, damn, did they? I'm like, dude, they actually built that. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, I
Yeah.
wonder if it's still like functioning today. Probably not, right?
Yeah.
But it's like I would love to fucking drive around that fucking
Yeah.
thing. But I know I pretty much it's a good sequel. It's very rare to have a good sequel hit like it did when you have a first movie that fucking was that impactful for pop culture for its time. But I did see in the second one like it kind of did the same formula a little bit. And so I mean everything else was still good. I love the acting. I love the humor they had in the beginning. It was funny, I'm not gonna lie. But Ripley did good. The whole cast and crew I think was amazing. The kid who I thought was gonna be annoying after she served her purpose initially, turned out she was not annoying. She had more to bring to the table in terms of story, which I really appreciated because I feel like nowadays kids usually serve one purpose, and after their role in the story is like done, the movie or TV show tends to forget about them. And that thing, I'm like, bro, you brought a kid in for no reason then. But in that movie, that didn't happen, so I appreciated that. But I think it was a good sequel to Alien, so I'll probably like a 9.
And then 3 you didn't finish.
I mean, I started,
which
but
I'm still gonna
listen.
listen. Yeah, because I only saw the first 3 movies. I didn't see the other ones, and I still want to. I tried, man. I tried catching up, but bro,
There's a lot.
there's so many fucking movies. I'm getting PTSD, bro. When I caught up for Planet of the Apes.
Oh yeah, yeah, I feel you.
I have kind of mini
Oh, my
PTSD with the Hunger Games because I still need to finish. I think I'm on part 1 of Mockingjay.
Part 1 of Mockingjay. Oh, okay.
I finished the first 2 for sure. I'm like, yo, and I'm like, dude, there's just so many to catch up. That's what and that's what I hate, bro. I guess that's like a downside as well. Is like for not being super into movies growing up in like early high school. It's like you miss out on these franchises, man. That whenever like there's a new movie installment of a franchise, we don't really care as much. You know, and you don't. And same thing with video games. I play to video games as well because even though I play more video games than watching movies, I still, I guess, didn't play that much video games. I want to say, like during high school and shit.
Yeah, I remember you telling me you didn't play a lot.
Nah, bro, hell no, I did not.
No,
bro.
I played a shit ton.
And so that's what I kind of hate as well about like certain games that come out, and I'm like, yo, that's fucking lit, but I'm not super like excited for it. Like the whole Fable situation. I probably hyped as fuck.
I'm in that because I never really. I mean, I played that little bit of that was Fable. You let me play, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I played the intro to that, and it looked cool. Like I enjoyed it, but it's like I can't get hyped for it because I never played any of the games.
I get you. No, yeah. So anyway, but okay. So Alien. I mean, I agree with Mario, man. Alien. I mean, to be honest with you, I was expecting it to be like just not good, bro. Like just like mediocre. I want to say not
like
good.
You thought people who talk about it rely heavily on nostalgia
type shit, yeah. And especially it's like 1979, right?
Yeah.
So I'm all right, cool. Let's watch it, right? Alien Romulus is coming out, 1979 movie. Come on. And I know, guys, you guys are probably hating on me or whatever. I mean, we're young, right? That's, those darn teenagers, like, they don't know what's good. That's honestly facts, man. Like, I'd rather play a polished game that, like, with great graphics, 4K, than, like, I don't know, like
I feel you.
Like a shitty ass. Like, I'd rather play Skyrim. Right, then fucking like Daggerfall, and like Daggerfall is like on the it looked like Doom, kind of.
Oh, like
the OG Doom.
OG Doom. Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Like really, like
pixelated as fuck.
Yeah, and like you barely rendering in and shit. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. So so that's what I was expecting Alien to be somewhat like that. Like, okay, we'll see how it goes.
I guess with me, I never really thought of those movies like that. Like, oh, instant, not hot. They're gonna be instant garbage, right? Not that.
No.
But like hesitancy. Because they're so old, like, am I going to be able to buy in? But I guess I think what changed it is when I first got into Star Wars. Like, obviously, because the original came out 2 years before the first Aliens movie in 1977. So when I saw New Hope, I was like, yo, this is actually fire. Even though it looks old as shit, I was like, whoa.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the reason why is just because they might do references that we don't understand. Yeah. Or maybe the acting won't be like...
You can notice the acting.
Yeah, the acting.
But in Alien, it was actually pretty good in my
opinion. No, it was. But you could still notice it had some campiness to it. Another thing as well that I guess I didn't really like in earlier like movies is the sound design.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the sound design wasn't as great, as clear, or maybe
like in Aliens,
sounds too loud.
How the guns sound.
Yeah, you know, like those sound effects and shit like that, you know. But hey, it's what they had to work with man, at the time, bro.
Yeah.
So when I saw Alien, I was like, yo, Mario was right, dude. Like the first 5 minutes of it, we were locked in. We're like, yo, what the fuck is going on? And like the atmosphere of it all, man, was phenomenal. And even the characters, surprisingly, bro. And the overall story and like the horror elements as well, dude. It was fucking phenomenal. And so Mario and I watch that movie like, yo, this shit's fucking fire, bro. And it's crazy because it's such an old movie, man. 1979. I mean, people who are listening to us right now that are older probably like, nah, bro, like they said it's old as fuck, like, you know. But like to us, bro, we weren't even born yet, man.
Yeah,
you know. But it's a phenomenal movie, and I agree. I gave that one a 10 out of 10. For Aliens, and I'm surprised you gave it a 9. That's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Oh, for real?
I enjoyed it a lot because it added more. How to explain it? Because usually, bro, with sequels and like even trilogies, man, they kind of they start falling off and stuff because they don't really add anything to it. With Aliens 2, they added more to it. They expanded the lore, and it wasn't super like the same, and they went to that planet, you feel me? And instead of one alien, it was multiple aliens, and we saw how the aliens were being created. We saw the queen, right? That's expanded the lore. We found out more about the bioweapons of the company, the reason why they want these aliens and shit like that. That got expanded even more. There was more action.
More action.
There was more action, and I know some people might not like that, but personally, I liked it because I thought it was a good balance of action with suspense, and like it just adds more complexity to the story, and it has more depth. And so I just thought it was one of those sequels that definitely expanded a bit more, and it matched the same energy of like being phenomenal as the first movie. Because sometimes man, sequels, that's not the case, bro. Especially the third movie. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I could think of that expanded with a sequel would be the Sam Raimi Spider-Man, right? Spider-Man 2 was phenomenal, right? Spider-Man 3, that's where it took a hit. And same thing with Alien 3, man. Alien 3, that was the one, man. It just took a hit, you know? And I was really disappointed with Alien 3 because I'm expecting, like, oh, shit, these fucking 2 movies are fire as fuck. Bet. Alien 3, let's go.
Okay, what would you give it? I mean, don't
Alien
tell me.
3?
Yeah, what would you give that out of 10? Might as well.
Okay. It's tough, man. It's definitely tough because I saw it recently. I saw it Friday. We're recording Sunday, so I barely saw it. And I'm still kind of still thinking on it. When I first saw it, 4.
Damn. Holy shit.
4, bro. But then as I was sleeping on it, I'm like, it is like I do like that they took some risks here in this movie. That's, bro, and dude, the very beginning of the movie is a huge risk, right? What they do with those characters, right?
The ones that I saw this part.
Can we mention it? Can we say?
It's Aliens 3. I mean, we can talk about this because I saw this part before I
Okay.
fell asleep. Okay, so the two Newt, what was her name?
It was Newt, the little girl, the 12-year-old girl,
the 12-year-old girl,
and then Hicks,
one of
the colonial marines.
All right, they
And
survive
then also
aliens.
the bot,
The android.
the android.
So
Bishop.
those 3 survive aliens too. In the beginning of 3, they're all dead.
So what happens is that the ship that they escaped on, right, and they entered the cryo sleep, whatever. So what happened was that they crash landed into this planet that is a planet like that's strictly for like it's a prison, a high security prison, right? And that's a huge fucking like ballsy move, bro. And then throughout the movie as well, I don't want to get into spoilers because I know you haven't seen it. There is other more ballsy moves, and so I'm like, but I just think they could have done it a bit different, man. They could have done it a little bit. They just could have done it a bit different. So then I was like thinking, you know what, man? I do like the risks that they took, and the themes, the overall theme of the movie, of accepting death and shit like that. I think that's cool as well. So I was thinking a 5, like a mediocre. All right, you know what? All right, mediocre. But you know what? It might be a 4 though, because like I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Even the practical effects and the CGI was like worse from the Alien.
No way,
dude. Mario, if you look at the CGI in Alien 3, like, because here's the thing, right? In Aliens, right? Alien 2, they use a lot of practical stuff, and they don't, and they rarely use CGI, if any, bro.
Yeah.
Alien 3 is when they're like, all right, we got that box office money from Alien 1 and 2. Let's fuck around with some CGI.
Ah, shit.
And the CGI for in this movie, bro, was just very noticeable for its time. Very noticeable. And it's one of those things where I kind of wish that they stuck with the more practical shit. But I just want you to see it. The CGI, man, it's one of those things where what you would expect. Like, all right. This a movie from the 1980s CGI. It's not great, bro. It's not. And that's the one thing that the Alien franchise, especially the first 2 movies, thrived on, was the practical effects and the amount of CGI that they use, which was a very little to none. And in Aliens 3, they said, fuck it, man, let's do it, and they added more CGI to it, which personally I just couldn't get by it, man. It's one of those things where like you let things slide where you know it's fake, or like you know it's visibly fake. But it's one of those things where I just couldn't let that slide. Me personally, I was like, that's just so noticeable, bro. It's not good, bro. It's not good. But yeah, so I think I might leaning to a 4, bro. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's not. I don't think it's bad. I mean, they had. I really did like the theme of the movie, but I just think they just could have done a little bit better, bro. Who knows? I might be saying this right now. I gotta think on it some more. Maybe Mario might bring up some shit that I might not know or something. I don't know. It might go to a 5, but I'm right now it's 4 to 5. The first 2 Alien movies though, 10 out of 10, fucking fire. And Aliens 3 was just like, what the fuck's going on? And that's it. I did not see Alien Resurrection. I did not see Prometheus, Covenant, all these other movies. But I heard they were also like just not as great as compared to the first 2. So it's kind of hard to decide. Like is Alien Romulus better than those movies? I don't. I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know, depending how people reacted. Because, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I guess Aliens 3. Okay. And this is the part where I was like, should I talk about this right now? Oh, my God. Remember the autopsy scene? I told him, yo, did you get to the autopsy scene in Aliens 3?
I didn't think so, no.
So, okay. I mean, it's light spoilers, but it's not like whatever the fuck.
Oh, go ahead.
They do an autopsy on Newt. Right? And she's a 12-year-old girl.
Oh my God! How did they show? What the fuck did they show?
They showed, bro. When I was watching this, I was like, "What the fuck?" They showed her top part.
No way.
Yes, bro. They showed her top part, bro. Like the top, like the chest area.
Yeah.
Sure, right? She's a 12-year-old girl, and like it's not like Ridley where she's developed or whatever. But to me, I was like taking it back because I was like, I don't care if she's not developed or whatever. That's weird as fuck. It was weird, bro. And I wanted to tell you,
I thought it was like some lore breaking shit. I was like, that's some lore breaking shit.
No, this was weird, and this just shows you like the day, like the time that you were in back then, like that era, where like people didn't care as much, or like they were more lenient. Like this movie, they would also say some crazy shit as well that like most likely won't make it into 2024 dialogue. I'm not gonna lie to you, but that's one thing that I got taken aback. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like that's kind of weird. I don't know how to explain it, bro. And sure, I'm sure it's a dummy or something.
I mean, a lot of people critics don't like this movie either. 40% for the critic
on Rotten Tomatoes,
and then 46 audience. So people don't really like this one.
Yeah, man. It's from the first 2 movies, dude. It's a fucking
drop off. Holy shit, fuck.
Nah, man. So just prepare yourself. But anyway, I was taken aback from that scene, Mario, and I was like, I just want to warn you, bro.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm not
looking forward to it.
Because, dude, I'm like, okay, cool. They're about to do an autopsy, and then they do the thing. I'm like, yo. I like pause. You know the moments where like you pause your shit, like, yo, like what the fuck?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'm like, they're really doing this in 86?
No, this is 1987.
81?
6-2. I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
Not no. 1992.
Oh my god.
Wow.
So I'm like, they doing this in 1992, my guy? Really? That's fucking weird. But anyway, yeah, I'm kind of glad we moved on from that era, I guess, in that aspect. But some of the dialogue that they do say, I kind of like. I don't necessarily hate it because it's like, oh shit, like it's grounded, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, are you talking about Aliens 2?
Aliens 2 and like Alien 3, because like since like okay, in Aliens 3, they're like I said, they're in a prison, right?
Yeah.
And it's all men. It's all men, and they never seen. Remember, we get that character. They never seen a woman before because Ripley's there. And then what I mean by the dialogue is like one of the, I think he's a chief officer or like the warden or something, says like, you better watch out. We have rapists, murderers, child molesters, like pedophiles, like he's saying all this shit, right, that you would not normally hear in 2024 dialogue.
Yeah,
like they probably just say we have rapists and murderers. They wouldn't include the child molesters and that bullshit. And that's my thing, is like, holy shit, like these guys are for real. And I guess I kind of do like that dialogue where like, oh, like it's actually kind of realistic and like grounded. And I don't know how to explain it, but like, even though the whole autopsy thing, sure, it could be realistic. I mean, I'm pretty sure, right? Obviously, realistic in a sense where the person has to be like fully not covered to do an autopsy. But like putting that in a movie, I don't know, it's just kind of weird. You know what I mean, dog? Just putting it in a movie is kind of weird. And like,
whenever I get to that part of the movie, I'm gonna text you and be like, nah, bro, that's crazy.
dude, I just wasn't expecting it, bro. They're like,
I mean, I wasn't expecting that either. I'm like, what is he gonna say? I'm like, that's gonna be something like
we have
embarrassing.
Newt. It's like Newt, a 12-year-old girl. We have to do an autopsy. All right, cool. Let's, because I don't want to say why, right?
Yeah.
But then they flip it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck going on, bro? You tripping? So,
That's fun.
yeah, dude. And I'm like, what the fuck? The bitch?
Oh my! I was not expecting you to say that, bro. I'm gonna be dead as
Hey, bro.
Like I really thought,
Mario.
like, bro, they break the lore.
Mario, I wasn't expecting to see that, bro. I'm just watching Aliens 3, bro. Fucking 1990 fucking bullshit. Like, that's how they moved back then, bro. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. Anyway,
No, that's
guys,
crazy.
if you guys have not seen Aliens 3 or whatever, or if you guys know what I'm talking about, hey, just that shit wild. Just if you guys are gonna see Aliens 3, just prepare yourself, man. Just prepare yourself because it's weird.
am.
It's weird, man. It's a weird thing. But anyway, moving on from Aliens 3, get to what? Oh yeah. Also, before we actually move on, this is one thing I noticed too when I was watching Aliens, and maybe this is why I actually liked it just a little bit more, man. Like, I could have gave that bitch 11 out of 10. And is the fact that I was watching it, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck? This reminds me a lot of fucking Halo.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, what the? This reminds me a lot of like Halo. The what is it called? The spaceship that's flying and shit that kind of looks like the Pelican. There are some structures that look like from Halo, and even the Marines, the way they look and the way they act. And I'm like, what the fuck? This reminds me of like, I could have sworn I heard this dialogue. And then that what's his name? Sergeant what's his name? In Aliens, the black guy with smoking the cigar. I forgot his name. Sergeant.
I'm trying to. Yeah,
I forgot his name. But even him, I'm like, no fucking way. And I did some more digging, and sure enough, Bungie, when they made Halo Combat Evolved came out in 2001. And sure enough, they used Aliens like as an inspiration for a lot of their shit, especially how the Marines look. And their mannerisms, like, we're screwed, man. Like you know that shit.
Yeah.
In Aliens, I think he says it's game over, man. It's game over,
dude. When I heard that, I'm like, no way, that's where it's from.
It's from Halo, from the first Halo. He says we're screwed. So in Halo, it's different. He says we're screwed, man. We're screwed. Like, it's the mannerisms of the Marines. It's like funny. The same, especially the Spanish. I don't know if you noticed. Remember Melendez? I think that's her name. How like she would speak Spanish and stuff. In Halo and Halo 1 and 2, it's more prominent. There would be more Spanish speaking, like, look, mira, or like, and they'll have like an accent. But their mannerisms, and then and obviously that sergeant, I forgot his fucking name, man. The sergeant, the black guy, fucking, he is Johnson. Sergeant Johnson.
I remember.
Remember in Halo, where the opening scene, he's like talking to Marines, like, "Am I right, Marines? Like, we're gonna go kick some ass." All that bullshit. He's Sergeant Johnson, and I looked it up, and sure enough, he was based off that character. And I also did more research. Same with the structures and stuff. I could show you after the pot, but no, yeah, I was like, dude, I'm like, why am I getting Halo vibes right now? OG Halo, and sure enough, that's because Bungie took a lot of inspiration from it, and even how essentially the xenomorphs kind of work, because as we know, the xenomorphs. They have these face huggers. They call them face huggers, where they are these smaller aliens, right? And they go into the human body and they use them as a host. In Halo, that is what the Flood does. The Flood has these weird spider.
I remember the Flood.
Yeah, these weird spider things that attaches on to the host, and they use their body as like a host and shit like that. And then obviously later on in the story in Halo, we find out that there's a bigger the grave mine, which controls the fucking the Flood and shit, and we know that the Queen in Aliens, right, she's basically like the grave mine in Halo, where she's like the top dog and shit. So yeah, a lot of inspiration, bro. A lot of inspiration from him, and that's why I think I liked it just a tiny bit more. I'm like, Makes sense. This is crazy as fuck right now. We're screwed. Game over, man. Come on, man. Like, it was funny.
I would always hear that sound in like memes and shit. The game over, man. It's game over. And I'm like, oh, this is where they pulled that sound
from.
The
meme.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. It came from this motherfucker. He didn't know the shit out of me in the movie, but I'm like, bro, can you just shut up?
No, I get you. But it's, dude, it's, I don't know how to explain it. I just love their mannerisms and stuff. And especially, you know, this is one thing as well that I was like always intrigued as to why in Halo it was like that. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? Because in OG Halo, it's super futuristic. Even the cryopods. You remember Master Chief comes out with the cryopod?
Yeah.
I'm sure that was taken from fucking Alien, bro.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know how it's like super futuristic, but the Marines look like, I could show you a picture. The Marines just look like basic. It's like, what the fuck? Why don't you have a cool ass suit or like whatever? And even in the Colonial Marines and Aliens were super futuristic, but yeah, they're wearing bandana. That bitch looking like Rambo. Like they look like generic Marines. And I'm like, why? I'm in Halo. I'm like, why was that always a thing? And sure enough, it's because they took inspiration from Aliens. And I always thought that was kind of funny as well. It's like, yo, we're super futuristic, but you know, the fact that these Marines look these Marines look like normal Marines.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny. But anyway, that is pretty much it, guys. Now we could actually get into a review. Holy fuck, man! I'm sorry, man. Hope you guys enjoyed that.
I was about to say half hour.
Jesus, hope you guys enjoyed that, man.
Yeah, I was about to say,
right, but Alien, right? Alien Romulus, dude. Fuck, man. Where do we begin, man? I mean, let's start off with the good, right? I mean, we want to start off first.
I guess I would say that Romulus does go back to, I guess, Alien and Aliens, specifically Alien 2, right? For those who don't know. In terms of practical, the face huggers, that's all practical. The xenomorphs, the set designs, I mean, you could just tell, like, the shit's, like, real, and it does immerse you more. And that's one thing I really did appreciate about Romulus, is that they kind of went back to the roots when it came to that shit. Because, I mean, if you're saying the CGI was terrible in fucking 3, I can only imagine how they went in terms of the other sequels that came out later down the road, right? Who knows how the CGI looks or how much they used back then.
But keep in mind that Alien 3 was 1990
so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm talking like how they probably used it in the later movies. Like, who knows, right?
It was probably better.
Yeah, it was probably better, obviously, with time.
Prometheus was, what, 2012 or something?
Yeah, I think so, around there.
And then, what? Was it Covenant the last one? 17?
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, that
so
was the last movie.
So it could be better, bro.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think I just love, and I want more movies to go back to being more practical. I'm not saying don't use CGI, right? I'm just saying use CGI when you absolutely have to, because like there's no way we can do it practically, if that makes sense. But no, I enjoyed the practicality of the movie. I think the performances by all the cast, the main character, I think she did a great job. Other than that, I think I really enjoyed the vibe, because the director of this movie, I forgot his name. Hold on, let me see. I can pull it up real quick. Fede Alvarez said that he played Alien Isolation, which is the game, and it had a huge influence on him. And his quote was, "I was playing and realizing how terrifying Alien could be if you take it back to that tone," which, thank God, because he did do that. And there are scenes specifically, and I'll get into them, where's one specific scene where I was like, oh, this is the vibe you get in Isolation right here. This is the vibe you get in the game. And he's doing it right here in the scene. And so I appreciated that tone, because you do get that tone you get in the original Alien, Aliens 2, and in Alien Isolation, where it's just like, bro, it's like creepy. Like, you're just always are. I'm like, yo, where the fuck is that thing hiding? You know, you don't know where it's gonna come at you. And I think that's the thing I really appreciated. Also, it was that there were a couple. The one flaw I had was, and I'll talk about it more in the spoiler section, right? But there's like one thing where I'm just like, I don't really buy that much. But other than that, man, I really just have more positives and really just that one negative that I can't dive into. But no, I think this is a great, I don't even call it a reboot. This is a great comeback. Like how Saw was for you. Because I can't really speak on Saw because I never seen all of them. You have. But the way you spoke about that last Saw movie, like, bro, it's back. And I can see that with Aliens, because even though I haven't seen the rest of them, I know what 1 and 2 are like. And apparently 3 is god awful. So I would just say, from what I've seen, Aliens is back.
I agree.
I don't know about you.
No, I definitely agree. Like this movie, man, I think blends. It takes a lot of aspects from, like, I want to say Alien and Aliens, and also kind of some themes in Alien 3, bro, believe it or not. So you could definitely tell that this director was a fan of the franchise and decided to, let me combine certain elements of these movies and put them in one. And I think that is what really benefited him and this movie in general. Here's the thing too. When people you said his name right?
It's this. I don't know how you pronounce his first name, but his last name's Alvarez.
Federico. Well, his full name Federico.
Oh, that's why. Okay, on where I got it, it had this.
Fede.
It had that.
Fede,
Yeah, it had
right,
that
or something.
Yeah.
His full name is Federico Alvarez, and he was a director for the reboot of, I think it was a reboot or like a short reboot or something. I don't know, of Evil Dead, the 2013 Evil Dead.
Okay, I don't think I've seen that.
Which people I believe did like. He directed Don't Breathe from 2016.
I didn't see that either.
I heard that one's pretty good too. Don't Breathe 2 back in 2021. And he also directed Don't Breathe 2. No, he did not direct it. He was a writer and producer for that one. He directed The Girl in the Spider's Web in 2018. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
And this one I'm surprised. Okay, so he was not a director for Texas Chainsaw Massacre in 2022. Remember that one?
Oh, what the fuck?
He was not a director. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But he was a writer for the story.
Okay.
And he was also a producer. So he was a director, and I was like, because I have his films here, his filmography, and I'm like, I saw Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. I'm like, what? That fucking dog. Like, the only good thing about that fucking movie was the kills and the gore.
I was gonna say I didn't see it, but I heard nothing.
You didn't see it?
I don't think so,
dude. I could have sworn you saw it with me, man.
Texas.
Or was that with Hav? Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Remember they have like a Gen Z report shit. Remember he's in the party bus with full of Gen Zers. Or whatever?
No, yeah, I never seen.
And then he was like everybody was recording him saying, "We're gonna cancel you, bro."
No, I would have remembered that. There's no way,
dude. Mario, watch Mario. I'm telling you right now,
funny.
It's honestly it's a bad Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I think I gave it a 4.
Okay.
And the reason why I gave it a 4 was because the fucking kills and the gore was actually fire.
Oh, okay.
Like the gore was
right.
actually fire. But the story,
it's god awful.
Bro, it's bad, man. It's bad. But the gore and the kills, it's fucking fire. And like, if you're just gonna go in for that, dude, just shut your brain off whenever these bitches are talking and shit. And whenever you hear a bitch scream, that's when you look and let me look at these kills real quick, because that's where it's fire.
All right.
And obviously he also did Alien Romulus. So yeah, people were hyped, bro, because I know Evil Dead, people like the 2013 one. Don't Breathe as well, people really liked. And so people were kind of hyped that this guy was going to be directing and be a writer and be an executive producer for Alien Romulus. And also the fact that you said that he played the games as well. So it just goes back to my point, man. Like, this guy was definitely a fan of the franchise, bro. And he did what he could have done in this movie and try to bring back Alien, right? And I think I definitely agree with those words, man. I think Alien is back for now, right? Yep. We just have to see what happens as well. And I guess, okay, let's talk about, I guess, the good things that we liked, right? I mean, the sound design was fire.
Oh yeah,
here's the thing: maybe Adobe plug us sponsor us or something.
That's
maybe
right.
it's because we saw it in Adobe.
We did see it in Adobe,
and maybe it was that Dolby Atmos bullshit.
It could be.
It was the audio was just fire. Like, there was moments where like you could feel that shit.
And I think in a movie like this, it really benefits from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In a movie like this, it really does benefit, because you can hear they're not on a ship. They're in a station, but you can hear like the noises the computers are making. They're just like just raw. The xenomorphs,
the fucking thrusters. And shit. Like, you just feel that bitch.
Yeah,
it's actually
bro.
fire, man. The overall sound design is actually absolutely fire. The visuals and the cinematography is actually fire as well, man. Phenomenal. Like, it definitely captures that Alien 1 vibes, especially the very beginning where it was super quiet. Do you remember, bro? It was super quiet. Like, you could hear other people like breathing, and like it was like that.
Also, we should say that our theater was packed.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
We saw this at 11 in the morning.
11.
Usually,
11
our
AM
shit's
showing.
like it's not full.
Yeah,
but for this one, it was.
It was full, man, and most of the audience was a lot older. Definitely older than us.
That's facts.
It makes sense, bro. I was making a joke to Mario that like we're gonna be like that as well. We're like, what? There's gonna be a Spider-Man 9 And
Yeah.
we're gonna be 80 years old, like
Watching
in
like
the fucking
all right,
yeah, like rooting for Gwen and shit.
All right, is
like,
Tom Holland still Spider-Man? Yeah, man.
God damn it. Or like,
Hell no.
we're out here just rooting and shit. But
For real.
but yeah, it was definitely packed, man. I definitely it was. I'm actually surprised, bro, because it was 11 a.m. dog.
I know.
It was 11 a.m., bro. And yeah, so there's that. Okay, the sound design. We talked about the sound design. With the overall characters, what did you think about the characters, man? In this movie?
I mean, like I said, I did like the performance of every single one. I think the main character, she was in Civil War that you told me. She was in Civil War, right?
Yeah, her name is is Kaylee Swaney, I think.
Kaylee Swaney. I think she
so.
did a phenomenal job. I think I'm like, all right, you were the lead in this movie. You led. You were believable. She's probably gonna get more opportunities now. I would love to see her in more shit because she's a good actor. As far as the other cast, I mean, like I said, they did all phenomenal. There's not one person where I'm like, I don't really buy it from you. No, everyone did their job. It was. I would say there were great performances. Like, it's not really a spoiler. There's a scream by one of the characters, by one of the girls, where I'm just like, oh, that's a good scream right there.
And and it's one of those, like, it brings back like the classic type of horror type of feel of the screams and shit. Like, oh, there's another person that knows how to scream as well. I know this is off topic. Is Mia Goth, bro.
For real? Oh yeah,
Mia Goth was good as well. Mia Goth also. There was I think I saw this clip. It was like she was like in an interview or something, and I think they asked her to do like a scream or something.
No way.
And she screamed, and it was
wow.
spooky.
I imagine people around her like, well, what the fuck was that?
Yeah, and then she was like, oh, let me try again, and they were like, no, don't do it again, whatever. But no, she's really good too. But anyway, back to you, Mario. Sorry about that.
No, that's pretty much it. Like I said, I think everyone did their job, and I think there is a couple of great moments where people excel in the performance.
No, I definitely agree. I thought the cast was absolutely solid. Obviously, there are standouts like Kaylee. Obviously, she's a standout, especially with her best friend or brother, right, in the movie, Andy. I forgot his.
Oh, I forgot.
I don't know his name. I only know Kaylee because she was in Civil War.
Oh, the actor, you mean? Ew.
The actor, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. So he plays as a. Wait, is that a spoiler? I can't say that.
What?
I think it's a spoiler. I can't say what and like.
Oh yeah, don't say don't say yeah.
But yeah. So Andy, I forgot his actor name, bro.
I'm gonna find it right now.
Yeah,
it's David Johnson.
Johnson.
Look, it's there's no H in that hole.
Johnson, probably Johnson. David Johnson. He plays Andy, and he plays as like a very important person in Kaylee's life. Or sorry, what's her name again in the main? In the movie?
It's
They rarely say her name.
Is it? Wow. Is it Rain? It's Rain.
Is
that her name?
I
swear to God, it says Rain.
I was gonna say I rarely heard that name. But anyway, Rain, right? They are like very important to each other, and I want to say those two are absolutely standouts. And honestly, bro, there was times where David, right? David, that was his name, David Johnson. Dude, I suck with these names.
No, I was gonna. You're right.
David Johnson, right?
Yeah,
where he actually excelled, man. And I was like, yo, this man's cold. Like,
yeah,
I just like the way he was portraying his character, bro.
Yeah,
it was really fucking good. Those two are my standouts. Everyone else, obviously, they did what they had to do. They're solid. I don't think there was any character that was like, what the fuck? They all did great, and they were there for their purpose. Okay, so that's the. I was gonna say a joke. Yeah, the only reason why I know about Kaylee is because she was in Civil War and she's a baddie.
Yeah.
No, some real shit. No, I found out what her name was at the drive home. So I didn't know what her name was, but I was like, yo, now I know. And I was saying this to Mario, is that she could play Ellie, bro, from The Last of Us.
Yeah, he showed me a picture of her while she was in Civil War. I'm like, oh yeah, she definitely looks like older Ellie.
She could definitely play like an Ellie, bro, for sure, dude. But that's all, like her haircut and everything. Yeah, it's just
the picture you showed me, I was like, yeah, that's dead ass. That's Ellie in the game.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Yep.
But anyway, enough of that. Yeah, the characters and casting was also dope. Okay, then the overall story, right? So let's give the quick synopsis, right? We know that this movie takes place in between Alien and Aliens.
Yep.
Right. We follow a group of, I guess, salvagers, right, that go on board this. I guess, what is it, a space station or something?
It's a station. station. It's not a ship. It's just it's a space station.
Like a space station or some shit, and they're there just to salvage some things that they need, and obviously, they got more than what they needed, right? And that's basically it. I can't necessarily go even further because we'll touch on spoilers, but I guess the overall story and the overall narrative. What did you think, Mario? The overall narrative.
It does fit within the lore. So that part makes sense if you're worried about that. It does fit in between. It's like, all right, there's a reason for this.
This is canon.
This is canon.
I believe so.
Yeah, I believe it's canon.
No, it is. It is.
Yeah.
I think it is. No, it is canon. Absolutely.
I do like the little mentions of the other movies because, like I said, it does mention shit from Alien, and I believe from Prometheus. Again, and it's hard. I can't really vouch for that one because I never seen Prometheus. It's a movie I've only fallen asleep to. So, but they do. Pretty sure they do make a mention of that. But overall, just the story for this movie, I think it is worth telling, and I think it does fill in some gaps that I think are worth noting, are worth knowing. My bad. So I think overall it was good. I enjoyed it. It was definitely suspenseful. It was definitely, I don't want to say thrilling. Not really. I wouldn't say there's, honestly, I wouldn't even say there's a lot of horror. I think it's mainly suspense. It's mainly suspense for me. Because I wasn't really horror. There was jump scares, but in my opinion, jump scares aren't horror, if that makes sense. But no, I think it was overall, I think it was a good story. I'm not going to say it was great, like, holy shit, that story's so fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Bro. No, because I think you are limited because you're stuck in between two movies.
Yep.
So for what they were able to do, I think it was good.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. The narrative was solid, and they obviously couldn't necessarily expand on things just because this movie takes place in probably one of the two most iconic movies.
Yep.
Right, so they couldn't really,
it's
expand
hard.
it a bit more.
It's just hard.
Yeah, especially when there's already prequels, like so many.
Let me see. I actually pulled something up. Bro. I think I know how much.
I promise you, bro. All the other movies are prequels, and then it's Alien Romulus, Aliens, and then Alien 3, Alien Resurrection.
All right, so these are all the movies before Alien. Alien Earth, which takes place in 2092. Prometheus, which takes place in 2093. Alien Covenant, which takes place in 2104. Then it's Alien, which takes place in 2122. Alien Romulus, which takes place in 2142. Then Aliens, which is 2179. Alien 3, which is 2179. Then Alien Resurrection, which is 2381. So there's 3 prequel movies. Yeah, three of them motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah, so like my thing is, how can you? And obviously there's 3 prequel and what 3
to 4
1 2 3 sequels or some shit. Like what more can you necessarily add? The narrative, if we're gonna be honest, man, the narrative is solid. It definitely resembles Alien 1 and Alien 2. But it's also like not necessarily groundbreaking because it's an alien movie that takes place in between one of the two most iconic movies, and it's
2 most beloved ones.
And you just know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
At least the ending, right? At least the ending. You know what's gonna happen. I was telling this to Mario. It's kind of like the Scream franchise, where like how things are gonna play out, but it's just the way they do it is what makes it kind of unique or different from other movies. And this is one of those movies. Is what makes it really good is that not only does it go back to its roots, but also takes those basic generic, I guess, elements and kind of make it unique and kind of like cherry pick certain moments in specific movies and put them in this one. Like they took some stuff from maybe Prometheus. I know for a fact they did take some stuff from Aliens and then the first movie Alien, and then the theme as well, somewhat of the theme from Alien 3, right? So it's like a bunch of little things put into one movie, and honestly, it's not one of those movies that's supposed to be a groundbreaking type of film for the Alien franchise, but it's more so, it's funny, right? Because maybe this movie should have been called Alien Resurrection. It was more so to resurrect the franchise from what it's at right now, and I think it did that.
Yeah. I'll ask you this. Because of that, what you just said, do you think... Because I kind of asked you this in the car, but I might as well ask you again here.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to see more stories with this girl ever again? Or do you think if we see another Alien movie, it's going to be with a whole new cast, and then with those movies, because we have the interest back.
I'll answer this question once we get to the spoiler section.
All right.
Because we're still in a non-spoiler section, and yeah, I think the things I'm going to say, it's going to be spoilers.
Okay.
And like the way I'm going to explain shit. So put a pin in that.
All right.
I'll definitely talk about it in the spoiler section. But so yeah, that's the narrative. The overall horror elements in this movie, I mean, they're like what Mario said. Sure, there may not be that much horror. I mean, there is a lot of suspense, but that, to be honest, I think that's an element of horror. Mm-hmm. And there are moments where like you feel that tension. You're like, oh shit, that's like fucking creepy. The atmosphere was fucking amazing.
Yep.
Was definitely Alien 1 type of vibes.
Yep.
Not like somewhat of Aliens. The only reason why I say that is because Aliens was obviously a lot more action. Mm-hmm. But it definitely had the atmosphere. It looked great. The practical effects, we already talked about the practical effects with the face huggers and the xenomorphs, bro. Mm-hmm. They look fucking sick.
Yep.
And yeah, I did definitely like the atmosphere and the horror elements and the suspense that it did have. Obviously, there are, I want to say maybe just a few, maybe jump scares or something. Mm-hmm. One of them did get my ass.
I wonder which one got you.
One of them did get my. I wasn't expecting it. I was like, yo, what the fuck, But does that mean it's a horror movie of like the scariest movie of the year? No, definitely not. It's definitely super suspenseful and definitely a little bit of thriller, man, as well, I would say. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. I think it definitely had that vibe of Alien and Aliens as well. I will say this movie definitely had more suspense and more of that horror dark atmosphere than fucking Aliens 3, for sure.
Oh, I mean, from what I've already saw from Aliens 3, yeah, I can agree.
For sure. Aliens 3 was just you just gotta watch it, Mark. You just gotta watch it, man. Yeah. Like it was like I think it was the first movie that, obviously, because I haven't seen the other ones, out of Alien, Alien 2, Aliens 3, and Alien Romulus. Aliens 3 is the first Aliens movie that I've seen where I just wasn't really invested and I wasn't immersed, and I was like kind of I kind of wanted to end.
Oh wow.
You know what I mean? I was like, all right, like I don't know. It's just not really. It's not like. There is a key moment in Aliens 3 where like, okay, this is different and like ballsy, and I kind of fuck with it. It's kind of cool, but it's not enough for me to like be super invested in, because I'm not I don't feel immersed in the atmosphere. And Alien Romulus captures that immersion, just like how I felt with Alien and Aliens.
Okay.
And that's what I definitely enjoyed about this movie. Is there anything else that we missed for Alien? I mean, I guess if you're gonna watch this, guys, don't expect this movie to be absolutely fucking groundbreaking, right? Don't expect it to expand a lot on the lore.
Expect it to be like a love letter to the first two movies.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what this is.
Yep.
It's a love letter to the first two movies.
Yeah. And hopefully it'll bring back. Oh, I think it will. It'll bring back the Alien franchise, and hopefully they could build off more. Even if we go to present time or something, maybe it'll go back to something like that, right? Because I don't want to get to spoilers, but it does combine shit from Alien and Aliens, and I want to talk about it in spoilers, because if I tell you, it's like, what the fuck. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it, bro. I don't think there's anything else we can pretty much add in the non-spoiler section, bro. We talked about the narrative, we talked about the horror elements, the casting,
the cinematography,
the atmosphere, the visuals, the sound design.
All right, you just want to do the score then?
Yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it, bro.
You want to go first, or should I?
I mean, okay. I think this definitely, like what Mario said earlier, definitely going to bring back the Alien franchise. Well, he said perfectly. It's a love letter to the first and second movie. I do not think that this movie was absolutely groundbreaking, right? And I don't think it was super up. It wasn't quite up there with the first Alien movie for me, especially with Aliens. But it's honestly a great comeback, and it's still a fucking great Alien movie. It probably one of the better Alien movies in the franchise, bro, for sure. Absolutely. And with that being said, I think this is a great film. I definitely do think it's worth a watch. Would I get this bitch a steelbook? I think I would. I think I would get a steelbook. Same with the first two Alien movies. I do think it's worth a movie ticket, normal movie ticket. I do, especially if you're an Alien fan. Like, you're definitely gonna love this film.
All right.
Oh yeah, I didn't get my rating. I was like, all right, that's it, bro. What you mean, girl?
I was about to tell him, like, so out of 10 what?
Yeah, no, I'm gonna give this an 8 out of 10, man. It's a great sci-fi horror movie. It definitely is resurrecting, pun intended, Alien Resurrection.
That's funny.
Resurrecting the Alien franchise. If you're an Alien fan, you're definitely gonna appreciate this fucking movie. The director did an amazing job. He clearly knew what he was doing, and yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an 8. But hey, I know some of you guys might not like it because it didn't expand the lore and maybe it didn't do new things that we haven't seen before. But keep in mind, guys, there's so many Alien movies. There's so much you can do. There's already been so many prequels. Think of it as a Scream franchise where you kind of know what's gonna go out. The only thing that's gonna make it unique is how they do it.
Yeah.
But and I don't know, I guess if we get like another Alien movie that's present day and that's where they go crazy and expand shit, then that might be a 10 or something. But yeah, this is great, solid.
Yeah, I guess for me, kind of same shit. Kind of what Hector said. I do believe this is a love letter to the first two movies. I think.
Well, you said that.
I mean, there's something to say. That I said yes, but in terms of the acting, the cinematography, I think it's all good. I don't think none of it is earth-shattering, groundbreaking, or I would just flat out say it's not as of a pop culture impact like the first Alien had, because the first Alien, dude, fucking impacted pop culture like insane amount.
It's probably its own genre, bro.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna fuck with you.
Was there like any other like sci-fi horror that was before Alien?
I don't think so.
I think Alien did it
Did this first?
Alien it was his own genre, and that's why we have like Halo, fucking Dead Space, fucking Destiny. Well, maybe not. Well, you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
The horror.
Oh, you mean horror
space
okay.
Type
Yeah.
shit. Because in Halo there are the first 3. You could say there are some horror elements in Halo a little bit, but anyway, yeah, I think it was his own genre.
But either way, man, I don't think it's anything like that. I don't think it will have that type of impact like that Aliens had. But I do think it is definitely worth a watch. If you guys could go out and see, I think go out and do it. If you want to spend the extra money on Dolby, I don't blame you.
Like, I would watch this movie again.
I would too. I mean, I would.
It's a
Not
good
saying I
movie.
will, but I would. Like if I wanted to.
No facts. No, it's a great Alien.
He said not facts. That shit made me laugh.
No, like I don't think I would, but I wouldn't intentionally like.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, that's funny.
Because you and I, we don't really rewatch.
I know what
shit,
you mean,
right?
bro.
But like if I'm sitting down and like let's say
Yeah.
I don't know, okay, Hav, he didn't see it. If he wants to sit down and watch it, I'll watch it again. Like it's
Oh, yeah.
I like
I
it. It's
feel
a
you.
fucking great Alien movie, man.
Yeah, but I mean, would I watch his animated? Most definitely. I would most
Dude,
definitely
an
watch
animated
that.
Alien movie or something.
I feel like that'd be raw because you can go even more graphic with it, especially if you do it with a serious tone. Oh, this would be a really great animated show, or movie, however the fuck you do it. But I would probably give this movie an 8. I think it's a great movie. Like I said, it is definitely worth your time. If you feel like spending the extra money on Dolby, go ahead. I think it is worth it if you want to go that far. But I mean, other than that, man, I got nothing else to say. Just bring back. I want a sequel for the game. For real. Because the game kind of ended, and you're just like, damn, I want more. So maybe we get. Hopefully, game developers feel like, hey, man, they made Isolation. That was pretty good. People like that. Let's make a fucking other one. Because I don't know why it made money. I don't know why they never made a sequel. It's one of the most baffling fucking things ever. But yeah, man, 8 out of 10. I think it's definitely worth your watch. Go watch this shit.
But yeah, with that being said, guys, that is going to be our non-spoiler section of the movie. Now we're going to jump into spoilers. In 3, 2, 1. We are now in spoiler territory.
You have been warned.
Yeah, for Alien Romulus. Okay, cool. So I guess, what do you want to tackle first?
I guess wait, a small thing. What did you jump at? Because you rarely ever jump at anything. The jump scare.
Oh no, I know. I was like,
so when you told me that, I was like, wow, you jumped at something. I was like, what?
It was the scene where I think what was it? The scene where like it was completely dark, and then they showed like that human face.
Oh, the one with no head in the back.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I was not expecting that. Bro.
Okay.
I was like, yo, what the fuck?
Oh, wow.
I didn't jump like how you would.
Yeah.
But it startled me. I'm like, oh shit! Like
it startled you.
No, I should have said. I mean, if y'all are still listening, man. Yeah. No, I want to keep it straight. I didn't jump like woo, like my popcorn, like my popcorn. I dropped my popcorn. My popcorn went up in the air. Like
That's crazy, bro.
I mean, you be jumping like that sometimes.
Not with food.
No, but like you be jumping.
I do be jumping. Hell, I'd be like, oh shit.
Yeah, you be,
that shit because it gets you, bro. It fucking jumps
for me, I didn't. I mean, you didn't see me jump.
I didn't know. You were next.
That's
to
what I'm
me.
saying. I didn't jump, but it did like whoa. It startled me.
Hell,
I was like, oh shit.
All right,
Like,
well
I
that's
didn't
good
jump.
enough. Hell, no, but I guess where I want to talk about first is where the director where he talks about the inspiration for Alien Isolation. The scene where I'm like, okay, this is clearly where I noticed it, and it's that scene when they have to cross that room full of face huggers, and they gotta oh how are we gonna get across it? Well, we gotta match our body temperature with them, and that vibe as they're going through it, I'm just like, oh my god, that's the game. Because in the game, you can never kill the xenomorph. You can only like make it fuck off, but it'll always come back, right? So you have to come out when you go through the levels like, all right, I gotta plan this out. He's here. I have to distract him. I have to fight him to a point where he fucks off for enough time for me to get to point A to point B. And that tension you have when you play that game, it was in that scene in that moment, and that's when it clicked for me. I was like, holy shit, he actually motherfucker played the game, bro. And I think that's absolutely amazing because it showed there, and you're like, it gives you that like, damn, he has respect. Like he didn't just watch the movies, I'm assuming. He also checked out the video game. Also, he checked out the different attempts at how people portrayed the franchise. You know, not just in TV, movie, but also in video games, which is cool, right? So it was cool seeing that respect. It was cool that he actually proved it by getting the tone right of the game in that scene and throughout the movie as well. But in that scene, that's where it really clicked for me because I already knew that heading into it. But I was like, all right, let me see if he actually fucking played the fucking game, right? And no, man, it absolutely showed in that scene, and that was definitely like a huge positive for me. Because I was like, damn, because the game, I absolutely love the game. The game's great. Like I said, I'll probably give it like a 9 or maybe even 9. I'll for sure give it a 9 out of 10 for the game. And so seeing that was just like it was like a respect towards me in a way, if that makes sense.
Yeah, dude. That scene was cool. I really did like the suspense in that scene. How they play. I didn't know that was from the game, but now that I know that,
it's not that
cool.
exact scene. Like it wasn't like
no, I know, but like
it's just like the
shit
the
where
vibe.
you have to, yeah.
That feeling you get, that vibe you get, because in that game, bro, you fucking.
Oh, you didn't have to sneak by.
Oh no, you do. That's what I'm saying. Like the vibe, the whole vibe, or how they had to sneak by that shit, all that.
No,
crap.
I'm saying sneak by the face huggers. You didn't have to do that.
No, it was only xenomorphs.
Oh,
xenomorphs. You had to sneak by, but dude, it's the exact same way. We're like, dude, the motherfucker's always walking around you. You can never kill a xenomorph in the game. You can never do it. You can only make it fuck off for like maybe like 30 seconds, but it'll come back. But you have to like think about how you're gonna go about it, because at somewhat spoilers in the game, you also attack androids too, and those you can destroy, but it takes a lot of ammunition and a lot of like use of your gadgets in order to do that. So you have xenomorphs plus androids who are gonna attack you. So it's like, dude, that constant of like, yo, I can't use my supplies because I'm low as fuck. I have very little health. I only got 2 med kits. Like, I gotta make this shit right. And that scene where it's like, dude, they can't fuck up. They can't make noise. They don't have to move quietly. All that shit. I'm like, dude, that's the game. That's the game. Like that's the entirety of the game right there. That vibe, that whole suspense. I'm like, and he got it in that moment, and that's where it clicked for me. In terms of like that actual like, he didn't 1-for-1 copy an actual level in the game. No, at least I didn't notice at least. But no, but the feeling, that's one thing I appreciate about Long Legs. Even though they weren't trying for doing that is that they managed to capture that feeling in Alan Wake and Long Legs. But in here in Alien Romulus, they actually captured that feeling in Alien Isolation and Alien Romulus, which was why I appreciated that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's damn. I gotta.
If you played the game, you'll see what I'm talking about. The vibe. I totally understand it now.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely. I know, because I know Alien Isolation was like a really well received game. And I never played it. I definitely got to check it out. But yeah, okay, that scene. I talked about the scene that I guess almost got me with the whole jump scare situation. But let me talk about like what I mean exactly about them taking pieces from other Alien films into this one. Like the whole running away from the one xenomorph and like the atmosphere and like the horror element is it obviously resembles the first Alien movie. And then with Aliens, I mean, then with Aliens, the reason why that kind of connects as well is because they do mention the Colonial Marines, and they do have like they bring out the guns and shit.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where Kaylee's actually using the gun, and like, and not only this was pretty cool because I thought it was just gonna be one xenomorph. Like, okay, cool, but dude, it was multiple.
It was hella.
It was multiple xenomorphs, and that's ties back with Aliens, where it was multiple, and I did fucking like that, bro. I fucking love that because I'm like, yo, that's fucking sick. That instead of one xenomorph, it's a lot of them, and there is somewhat a bit of action. We do get like a cool maybe 5-minute or less action sequence of Kaylee, well, Rain has her fucking her character name, using the gun, right, and using the gun from Colonial Marines, not the same exact one, it's a different one, and actually shooting these xenomorphs, and we see the xenomorphs getting shot in the head, exploding and stuff, and it all looked fucking sick, and that's what I meant about it combines certain elements of each of those two Alien movies, and then I guess Prometheus, we find out that there's a reference. They literally say something about Prometheus.
Yeah, they drop
bullshit.
like, oh, like I think the
seen
project
the
that they called the project that they were studying on the xenomorphs was like Prometheus.
Yeah, and I'm sure
like we haven't seen it, but it's like, bro, if the movie's called Prometheus, and you called this project Prometheus, I'm assuming there's a connection there.
It's
bro.
like the hybrid situation shit that we get at the end of the movie. Also, another similarity was the whole Andy becoming a little bit of an evil android. Yeah, that was similar. From
I think
Alien
that
1.
was my favorite part when he was evil. I'm like, yo, I love this Andy, bro.
No, for real,
because he portrayed that like really fucking.
No, hell yeah, he was cold. And so I guess, this. I mean, another thing too, I guess we got to mention as well is how people when they saw the trailer, sure they were kind of like, people were obviously hyped, but then there was that type of people that they were upset that the cast and the people were like a younger audience, like they were not a younger audience, like a younger cast, because they were like young adults, or they thought it was gonna be Gen Zers or whatever. Like, bro, why the fuck are we? And surprisingly, they did a great job. I don't think. Yeah,
I never got a hint of them being like Gen Z, if that makes
or like
sense.
any. Yeah, I just thought they're just young adults. You know, they're young adults, but I thought they did great. And to be honest with you, it kind of makes sense with the plot because I feel like only young adults would think of doing what they wanted to do. And so we find out the main character, right, Andy, and sorry, not Andy, Rain. I'm tweaking. So many fucking names. Rain, right? Rain and Andy, they are, I guess, very close related to each other. And like, obviously they're not exactly, brother and sister, but they say, oh, that's my brother, that's my sister type shit. And we find out that Andy is actually an android.
Yep.
And we're like, yo, what the fuck? That was a pretty cool little thing. And so Rain, they're on this like planet where they just, it's like a mining planet.
It's a mining colony.
Shit. Like a mining colony.
Yeah.
And there's no sun. Like
sun does not appear.
All. And it's like, dude, that must suck. So anyway, she's working in this colony, and she has to put a certain amount of hours for her to go back home
for her contract to free up.
And it turns out that they raised the quota, so she needs more hours to go back to her home, which I think they said is another 6 weeks or something.
No, it was another 5 years.
Was it?
Yeah, bro.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because the quota it said 12,000 hours, some shit like that. And then they upped it from 12,000 because they were low on workers. Like, because we're low on workers, you have to put in more hours. Your next contract, you won't meet the requirement until the next 5 years. And she's like, what? What the fuck? Like, shit. Oh, hell no.
And so because of that, she's like, I'm fucked. And we meet up with her friends, the other crewmates and stuff, and they say that, yo, there's a fucking space station or some bullshit on top of us. We could go there, raid that shit, take their cryopods or whatever, because apparently we find out that when you're in the cryopods or whatever, you cryo sleep and you're able to be there for fucking years, bro, and you'll be fine.
Age or whatever.
And so what they thought was, okay, we all take that cryo shit, we sleep in the ship and go straight to where you're from, which I think they said was 9 years. It'll take 9 years or something. And that's the plan. So Rain is like, yo, either I could do that or stay here for another 5 years. Yeah. Some bullshit. Nah, let's get it. And what I mean about the whole young adults is I feel like that's some young adult shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. Like, a 40-year-old or something, they probably would like, nah, I'd rather just do the 5 years. Like, you know what I mean? We're not, why bother to get caught by the company and get
and
more
be forced
time.
to.
Yeah,
like, if you were to get caught, I think you can't leave the planet at all. Like, you're stuck the rest of your life.
Bro? So, like, this is some young adult activity here. But one thing too, I wanted to ask you, bro, is like, okay, how did they necessarily know that there was a space station above them, and how come like there's no mention of any other, like the colony below them? How come they didn't like raid it already, or like they did something to it? You know what I mean? Like, how come,
in terms of that, I don't know, but in
That's what I'm
terms of
saying.
how they detected it, I think they said some scanner or some shit.
oh yeah,
let
they
them-
scanned it or something.
something. They got tipped off somehow. I forgot.
But isn't
how.
it weird that like just a group of young adults,
Yeah,
like,
I didn't
were
think of that.
able
I'm
to-
like, there's no security on this fucking station. Like,
and like nobody in the colony or like higher ups knew about it.
yeah, that's what I'm.
Only
yeah.
they knew about it. It's kind of
Mhm.
like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, because
That's one question I was like, huh, I wonder if they're gonna explain it. They don't.
No.
So it's like, okay. So we go up to, and also during this time we know that Andy, he's kind of like, how do I explain it? Like he acts like a younger, like a younger like he act like maybe, what's the word I'm looking for? What do you use like for Andy? Like,
he doesn't really talk, right? And that's because he's an older model.
he seems like special needs.
Yeah,
He seems like a special needs. That's the word. That's the phrase I'm looking for. Like a special needs type of character or whatever. And so people pick on him and stuff. They think
Yeah.
like he's a shitty droid or whatever.
Yeah.
Usually droids are really smart and whatever. And so I kind of feel for that, man. I do like their, the relationship that they have. And so they're like, all right, bet, let's do it. Let's get up there. And we get up there, and that's when they start finding out, like, okay, let's get these cryo shits. Oh, this is not working. Let's check here, blah, blah, blah. And then they finally get trapped in that one area where like these face huggers are like,
they're being frozen.
they're being frozen and shit. And we're like, and Mario and I, we're like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, what is this shit? What is this shit? I don't remember this bitch in Alien or Aliens. Like, what is this? And we find out that this is what confirms that it takes place between both those two movies, is that we find out by another droid, which is like like he got cut in half.
He cut
or
in half,
something.
yeah.
And obviously that cameo, right? Apparently he is.
He's the android, or the actor who plays the android in Alien is.
Yes.
He sadly passed away, but so I don't know what's the word, they
CGI.
CGI'd him in this movie.
Yeah, so you could tell that the body was kind of animatronic and like was practical, but his face you could tell was
Wasn't.
like CGI.
Yeah.
And
And we didn't know this heading in. We only found out after.
Yeah, we found out that he passed away in 2020, and so yeah, I guess that was like a small cameo to take a throwback to Alien, and obviously androids could have the same faces and stuff like that. But I guess that was cool. But anyway, we find out that through that android that, oh yeah, this is just like a space station. It was like divided in half. One side was called Romulus, the other side was called like Remus or something like
Yeah,
that.
some shit like that, yeah.
And we find out that this space station, they were part of the company that was looking for that organism that sent that mission to that first android in Alien, right? And they found out that in the first movie, when Ripley shot out that alien into space, they were looking for that alien that got shot out into space, and eventually they found it. But hey, some bullshit happened.
They thought the xenomorph was dead.
Yeah, but
Turned out he wasn't.
He wasn't, and so that's why the entire station went to shit.
And that's
why
how-
there's so many face huggers, so many xenomorphs, and shit. And that's basically what happened. Which I thought that was pretty cool. I'm like, oh shit. Okay.
I was like, all right, it fits in lore wise.
yeah,
We're
it fits
good.
in lore wise. Yeah, and it's definitely cool. And so, okay, so while these two characters are trapped in here, there's something in the water, right, with the face huggers and shit. That's where they take the androids, the dead one, like his chip, and put it inside Andy, and that's what transforms Andy into this, like, I guess, special needs kind of like awkward type of person, like a little kid, to like the sophisticated android.
Yeah.
Like, I know what's up. Like, he knows everything. He knows how to control the ship and everything because he has the other androids like chip, and he has his new directive, his new mission, and that is to safekeep the alien and like the research to try to create the perfect human, because I guess humanity
It needs to evolve.
needs to fuck waiting for evolve. We got to evolve now because apparently the xenomorphs, they are the
Perfect, yeah.
the perfect organism, and so they want their blood or experiments or their DNA basically infuse it with human so they don't get, because the problem is with humanity is that they're getting sick easily. They're dying every time they inhabit
The
a new
colonies are
planet.
failing, basically.
Colonies are failing and shit, so they're trying to, that's their directive. And so throughout the movie, Andy becomes like a villain, man. He becomes like a villain in this movie. Now, I want to say super hard, like super villain. That's because he is doing what's best, like for the mission, but he has to do some sacrifices, right? And that's the first sacrifice is obviously killing that one girl, or not, or we think, right? She's dead. That the pregnant girl, and stuff. But at this point, I'm like, yo, I'm fucking with Andy. I'm like, yo,
because like, that's
Andy
the right choice right there. You got to. When he said like, no, he's waiting for us to open the door, I'm just like, yo,
I
he's
was
right.
too.
I was like,
and then the xenomorph was just there, like praying, just waiting.
Yeah,
dude, that shit's hard.
I know
that shit was hard. But I definitely do get it though. But they portrayed him as to be like this android that's gotta follow directive no matter what. And this is a callback to the first android and Alien, right? So I definitely did like that. And throughout this time, this is where Rain is like, yo, Andy, you're still in there, like one of those type of shit. And we find out that she was gonna actually abandon. You talk about this real quick.
Yeah, because it turns out in order to get across to that planet or whatever, Rain would have to abandon Andy.
Yeah, so like them going to cryo sleep and waiting the 9 years to get to that planet, the home planet.
Yeah, they would have to abandon Andy, and Rain never told Andy this.
Yeah.
Andy found out from the one that treated him like shit. I forgot his name, but that guy.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, sorry, oh, you stupid droid. Rain never told you, huh?
Yeah.
Well, sorry to break it, you bud. You got left behind. Blah 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 blah. I forgot what the fuck he said.
You got left behind. You stupid little bitch. I can't do the accent. I cannot do it.
Make sure you update your software, buddy. Give yourself a little friend.
Because right now I'm up to date. You ain't. That's actually funny. I'm up to date. You ain't. You don't know what the fuck is going on, bitch. I'm up to date.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, man, she was basically gonna abandon Andy for.
And what I like about the subtle detail is, like he's the only one shitting on Andy, and we're like, yo, you kind of feel bad. You're like, oh, what the fuck? Leave him alone, bro. Right?
Yeah.
And this is what I like about this detail. We find out the reason why that guy doesn't like Andy.
Yep.
And that's because we find out that
not him, but a same model of droid.
Yeah.
Basically, had to make a choice: save 12 miners or save these 3 miners, which those 3 included his mom. And that's why that character hates Andy, because an android chose those 12 miners over his mom that were the 3. And logically speaking, like you get it.
It's one of those situations, situations where like you have 6 people lined up in a railroad track and then only 1 or 2 on the other side, and you're like, oh well, let me kill the 2 to save 6. Let me kill millions to save billions, or like you know, that type of bullshit. Which I get it. Morally, I definitely understand, but I also do like the fact that they did that, because I also understand where the other guy's coming from. Because morally, sure, you might think, like, even for us, right, we might think at the time, hey bro, morally, let's do it, right? But imagine if it was our mom. We would feel feel the same way as that guy. So that's what I do like. I do like that they incorporate, that they add.
Or you can't blame either side. It's
dude,
I can't pick one
for real. And I do like that they added a little bit more character to that character, and not just have him be just a dick for no reason.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Because I hate when movies do that. We're like, like, why are you an asshole? Because I'm just an asshole. I was written this way.
Yeah.
But like, no, that guy, he's an asshole to him, and there's a reason for it, which I definitely do appreciate. But so throughout this journey, that's where they're trying to basically, like an alien fashion, just survive, man.
Yeah.
Survive and escape, and that's pretty much throughout the movie. And I guess one big thing too is when they find the vials and shit. That's when they mention Prometheus and shit.
Yeah,
and like I'm pretty sure if we saw the movie, we would have been like, oh, but we didn't. We're like, what? Okay. Yeah. And apparently it's like these blood vials or something. You put it in a human. Apparently, it's supposed to like heal you or something.
It's supposed to like perfect you, because we see a video of a rat who got crushed. Motherfuckers assholes. The scientists that were there, they squished the rat. They fucking just squished the motherfucking rat. We're like, damn. I mean, that's how you do science, I guess.
Yeah.
And then they inject them with that vial, and we see that it like regenerates. It grows its body back, and we're like, oh shit, like. You're able to do that?
Yeah.
But then, after when that scene ends and they're about to transition to the next scene, the camera pans back over to where the rat was being kept, and you see like it fucking transformed to this ugly ass, dead ass, fucking I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Some sort of
a ratomorph, bro.
Yeah, a ratomorph, dead ass. I'm not even fucking with you. But the thing is, it's like no, the vial doesn't work. Look what happened to the fucking rat.
And my question was, did the droid know that?
I think the droid did. But because of his directive, he has to move it on to the company, and they have to decide like, yo, look at the results. It didn't work on the rat.
I see. Yeah,
I think that's what
and
happened.
And my thing is, like, I'm pretty sure if we saw Prometheus, we probably like, or something, or the other movies, we probably would have known what that was. Like, oh no way, you know?
Yeah.
But even though that we didn't, I still thought it was cool.
Yeah.
So like, even if you don't know, if you haven't seen those movies, like it's still a cool reveal, and you're like, yo, what the fuck? And they don't, and that's one thing too I like about this movie is like they don't necessarily leave you in the dark.
That's
like,
true.
They kind of explain certain things, and like they show you, and that's what I like about movies as well. Is like, oh, this is this and that, but instead of telling you, but the downside is you could transform to a weird ass blah blah blah. Like no, instead they show you, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
So okay, that's that. The lady, the woman that was pregnant, remember she got smoked, as we thought, but no, they kept her in this like, dude, what was it? It was like a hallway full with like people, like, I mean, like on some Jeepers. Have you ever seen Jeepers Creepers?
Dude, faintly. I faintly remember that bitch, bro.
Faintly. Well, to the people who've seen Jeepers Creepers, y'all know what I'm talking about. The first Jeepers Creepers movie, where like he has this cave and he has like these humans like all on his wall, like waxed up and like in cocoons or some bullshit, like tied up. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. That's what it reminded me of. Like they have all the humans that were on board, I guess, in that area, and I'm assuming it's like a feeding ground or. Like
I think it's
like reproductive.
It's either that or it's they like storm like, all right, when we have another face hugger, we'll give them to you. Like this. It's one of the two things. In my opinion.
Yeah, it probably is.
But we find out that the pregnant sister, she's still alive in there, and the brother goes back to. Obviously, go and rescue her because obviously they're siblings, and not only that, I think he found out earlier in the movie that she is pregnant.
Oh yes.
So they go back, and eventually, I mean, as he's about to let her like rescue her, a fucking xenomorph comes from up top and fucking gets his ass, bro.
Yeah. So he died, unfortunately, man. Fuck.
What was the point of that light on the ground when they were doing that? You saw that?
I saw that. Yeah.
What was the point of it?
I didn't know. I thought it was just some looking cool shit.
I thought it was some sort of trap. I'm like, oh, it's a trap for the xenomorphs.
I thought
from the previous crew.
Andy was gonna acknowledge it because he like stopped and he was looking on the ground.
Yeah, he was looking at it.
But no, he looked at something. What did he do?
I don't know. He just like he put his hand through that light shit, and then he got rocked. Remember? I don't know if you remember. I think he was about to explain it and be like, "Oh shit," but then he got fucking
I don't know,
fucked up by the xenomorph.
Yeah, that I have no idea what that shit was. Yeah. It looked cool though, but. Yeah, I don't know what that was. So unfortunately, that brother is dead. Right now, it's just Rain, Andy, and
the pregnant girl.
The pregnant girl. I forgot her name.
Yeah,
but at this point, you're right. Andy is like in shock. He's like, "Oh fuck!" He's on the floor and stuff. And this is when Rain leaves Andy and takes the girl, and they go up on this elevator to the spaceship, and Rain has a change of heart and stops the elevator and says, with the fucking Prometheus vials or whatever the fuck, and tells her, hey, this leads up to the ship. Can you get out of here? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what about you? I'm going to find my way out. I'm going to do my own thing. And she's, I bet, right? And goes back to Andy. And this is the part where you say you did not really like, is that she went back for Andy. So you want to give your thoughts on that?
Nah, it's just because at this point, obviously we know that she was already, even though I'm not saying it was easy for her, but that she was willing to sacrifice Andy in order to go to this planet. And at this point where like it's legit, like, bro, like escape is right there. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you going back? And now at the worst possible moment where he's surrounded by xenomorphs, you know, you're fucking I'm pretty sure he was your lover. I looked up his name. His name was Tyler. That guy, I'm pretty sure who your little fling, I'm pretty sure he just died in front of you. Like, why do you want to go back down there? It just didn't make any sense to me, and it wasn't enough for me. Like, I understand the relationship they had. I'm not just ignoring that. It's just the fact that when you showed me that you were willing to throw all that away to go to this new planet, right? And then right here, after Tyler just died right in front of you, fucking her name is Kay. She's barely hanging on to life. on her own. You're gonna send her off on her own, right? And you're coming back for your android.
Yeah.
Your android, like that's what you're coming back for. Who you were willing to fucking
Leave
ditch already for
place.
9 years. I was like, I needed to see more in order for me to buy it, because I'm just like, bro, you also like we got the ending we got, right? But in my mind, the ending would have been if she ditched Andy. My bad. You leave him there. You go back to the planet. You still have the vials, because not only that, in the actual ending, the pregnant girl, she takes the vial and stabs it in her neck, and we'll talk about that later. But she does that, right, in the movie. If you stay on the elevator, in my mind, she never takes that. What happens to her never happens to her. You go back to the planet. You negotiate with the company, like, hey, I have your vials somewhere. I'm not gonna tell you where until you get me a ship, 2 cryopods for me and Kay, and her baby that's probably on the way, and send me out to the planet. Then I'll give you the location to the biopods, and you do whatever the fuck you want. I just want to make sure my life's secured. And I was like, all right, bet. To me, that would have been like, all right, I like that ending. But no, she goes back to Andy just to make it more dramatic. In typical fucking alien fashion, you got to make it dramatic there at the end. But no, it just didn't. I'm just like, I didn't buy it. Kind of like how I didn't buy it with the M. Night Shyamalan movie with the guy, how he got at the end with his wife. Remember in
which one?
The one we just saw.
Oh, Trap.
You know how the wife put that shit in that cake?
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, if I thought about it, why didn't you think about it? It's kind of like that same feeling where I'm just like, bro, like, come on, man. Like,
I mean, all right, man. I'm going to play devil's advocate here. Because I think... Because we get that scene where he doesn't open that door for Tyler's sister, and, like, she ends up dying and stuff. And, like, they're on their way down. And then that's where Rain is like, to Andy, how could you do that? And he, like, says, do what? Leave someone behind, and like looks at her, and it's obviously a callback to like, bro, like you're saying I'm a monster because I left someone behind, but you're gonna do the same thing to me. And I think the theme in here in this movie, bro, with their relation, is that yes, even though that they've been together like all this time and stuff, and she wants to go home and shit, it's one of those things, oh, you don't realize what you lost or what you had until you lost it type shit. And once she lost Andy, she realized, holy fuck, like he is kind of like part of me, like my home. You know what I mean? That's the way I took it, is where when Andy transformed into like that evil Andy, like hello, blah, 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 like whatever the fuck. He was cold as fuck anyway. No, he was cold, bro. He was he was cold. Funny. But that's when she realized, oh my god, like I do not like this. I'm now realizing all the things that
she regretted her choice.
Yeah, like I'm realizing how much Andy was like helped me, because the directive was always do what's best for Rain, and that's because like it was programmed by her father or something, and that's where I'm like also adding into there. I mean, you might say, and maybe other people as well might say it's a reach, is that like that's also like a memory about her father stuck with him and stuff, and she didn't realize that she had it good until she lost it, and now she's believing, you know what, he's more than just a droid. I think that's what the theme is going for. Because, I mean, even the beginning, bro. Oh, you're a droid. He's getting beat up and shit. And, like, even the other guy, his friend was like, you're just a droid. Shut up. Or even the Asian girl that got, transformed got the chest burster, right?
Yeah.
She was like, why do you care, Rain? Like, he's not even real. Like, you know what I mean? You see that through the movie where, like, oh, he's just a droid. He don't mean shit type shit. But in reality, he's more than just a droid. And it kind of does like a little callback with Aliens when Bishop also helped out Ripley and stuff like that, and he was part of the gang.
Yeah,
that's how I saw it. I know you said you needed more and you didn't believe it, but me, I think I'm the opposite. I think I'm fine with it. I think I'm content with it. But yeah, because of those decisions, and she didn't tell the pregnant girl that you don't. Hey, well, to be fair, she didn't know. And also the other girl, she just said, she didn't know it was bad either. She just said, I have a feeling. I don't trust it. That's it. She doesn't know explicitly like it's bad. But anyway, that girl, she's dying because she got stabbed or something in the shoulder or in the neck area. I don't know where.
Well, she suffered an injury when the xenomorph initially got her. Yeah.
And like she's bleeding and stuff. She's like, fuck it. All I heard was this is going to help me. And she injects herself. And obviously we know, oh shit. We already knew it's a wraps because she's pregnant. And so I'm curious, bro. I'm like, oh no, what the fuck is gonna happen here? And so they finally get Andy. We get that cool scene where like they have the gun, the Colonial Marine gun, and they start shooting and all that shit. The anti-gravity. Oh, we have to go back to the elevator. How? The gravity. Blah blah blah. Right? They start going to the gravity, and this is the part. I guess let's talk about this real quick too. Is all these aliens are like in the bottom and shit, trying to get to him and stuff. The gravity falls. The gravity shuts off, and Andy is there on the ladder, and Rain is falling down, free falling in the elevator shaft, and we're like, oh shit, what's gonna happen? Is the gravity gonna come up just in time or something? That's what I'm expecting. No, instead a xenomorph catches her.
Yep.
A xenomorph catches her, and we're like, okay, cool, and like and puts her on the ladder, and we're like, okay, and then the xenomorph is not like attacking her, and like it's just getting closer, mimicking a scene from Alien 3. If you guys know what I'm talking about, I think it's a poster as well, where like the xenomorph is getting close to her face and shit. And okay, that's a cool callback, but and then more xenomorphs are coming up and stuff, and that's where Andy like saves the day, gets the gun, and like starts shooting them because the elevator's dropping down. He like tries stopping it, lets go of the elevator. Fucking,
it takes out majority of them.
It takes out majority of the xenomorphs, but that one xenomorph that helped her like was able to be in the ladder, the other side of the ladder area, and not get hit, and then does the whole close up shit. To me, I'm like, what the? And I was like this. I looked at Mario. I looked at you, and then I looked back, and then you looked at me. And I didn't even look back at you because I'm like, I got to see this real quick. Because what the fuck? I'm like, no, stop. I'm like, please don't do this right now.
A good guy xenomorph.
Please don't do this right now where it's a good guy xenomorph or some bullshit.
Dude,
like,
I thought it was a robot because
I didn't see that.
Where it got shot, it was like shot. There was like light or like, it looked like it looked like electricity to me. But eventually it got debunked because obviously it died, right? But I'm like, no.
But it died, but was it a droid?
That's what I was thinking because I saw
that.
I
don't remember that part.
I mean, if whenever I can show you, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But it was like shining right here. I'm like, is that a android xenomorph? I was like, but I'm like, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like they're not even studying it. That's why. But it looked like that to me. But it was weird because that was the only way I could excuse not excuse, but like come up with why the fucker saved her. Because I'm just like, why did you catch her like that? Why not just stab her with your pointy ass shit? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like that, I want to say that was like probably my biggest issue is like I don't know what that was. And then but then after all that, then the xenomorph was actually trying to kill her. Yep. Remember that? And then that's when fucking Andy jumps on top of it and starts shooting it and does like a cool thing and then says, "Stay away from her, bitch," and does like a funny thing. And that's a callback to Aliens with Ripley when she says that to protect Newt. So that's a cool little callback, but that part confused me because you're right. Why did he save her and physically put her on the ladder? Not just have her dangling like, I got you now, bitch. No, put her on the ladder. And like it was smart enough to move away from the elevator, like that little hole area where the ladder is. Like, so it's kind of like, what the fuck happened? I did not see that blue shit in the head. I did not see. Maybe it is there. Could it be that it was a droid or some bullshit? Who knows? We haven't seen the other movies.
That's facts.
We haven't seen the other movies, so we don't know. Maybe that's an issue of people who seen all the movies. Maybe they have an issue with that or something. Me, I just have an issue with it because it kind of just shifted the tension for me. I'm like, yo, hello, what am I watching right now? A good guy, fucking good dinosaur, dinosaur, fucking xenomorph bullshit, Pixar shit. What is this?
Hell no, bro. That dude, if that was
a xenomorph, but I'm different. Like,
I know.
Fuck off.
Nah, if that actually would have happened, bro, it would have dropped. I would have dropped a hell of points. I'm like, no, this shit's a 6, bro. I'd be like, this is a 6, bro. Like, this is good guys. You know more? No, they're evil. They're evil. Make them evil.
That would have bothered me because like this entire time, like there was no build up to it, especially. Yeah. So like it just wouldn't have worked. And no, I guess it was evil because it was trying to kill her after saving her and putting her on the ladder
safely. Yeah, I know. It was weird. I don't know. I was like, what?
Yeah, man. I think that was like my issue with that scene, and like he ends up dying, and obviously the xenomorph gets killed because we talked about it with Andy, but it's kind of like I don't know what happened there, man.
Yeah, I mean, either.
I don't know what happened. That was some straight up plot armor at its finest. Like,
yo, you're fast plot armor. Yeah, you're right.
That was the plot armor to its finest, man. Like, what they could have done, maybe Andy could have like stuck his finger in the wall and like turn on the gravity again and like
stuck his finger in the wall
because we see him sticking his finger.
You see his eyes turn blue because he's hacking the mainframe.
Bro, like
going like that.
That would have been better. That would have been better. We're like
That's
she was about to hit
yeah.
the floor, but the gravity
turns on last second. Yep.
And like that could have been cool. Or maybe what else? Maybe the xenomorph.
Or you know how she used the gun to avoid that the acid. Remember? Yeah. What if she did kind of the same thing where she like uses the gun to like get near the fucking ladder?
Yeah, but at that point she didn't have it though.
Oh yeah, you're right.
She didn't have it.
It was stuck on the fucking thing. My bad. Yeah, I forgot.
So yeah, I don't know. I honestly wish they could have redid that scene because I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what was the point of that.
I don't know like, what happened there.
You shouldn't try to make the xenomorphs seem like they're good. I mean, I'm not saying you can't do it.
Is it possible? I mean,
like it would be cool to be like, oh, having a xenomorph. Like that's cool, but you got to do it the right way, if that makes sense. And not just out of the blue. This would have been out of the blue if it was actually went down that way.
Yeah.
But either way, it's still weird. It's like what? It just felt out of place.
The plot armor was heavy on that one, man.
Yeah.
On that scene, and it was like, okay, I did not like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, okay, that just it took me out of the immersion.
Yeah, I know.
It took me out, man. I was like, what the fuck?
It took me out too.
And then I was all right, cool. Andy saves the day. They get on top of the ship and shit. And we're all right, cool. We're good to go. At this point, Rain does not know that the pregnant girl stabbed herself with the vial or some shit, and says, "All right, we're gonna be good, man. We're gonna be good to go." And the ship takes off because that android that was cut in half in the space station, Romulus and Remus, was like, "All right, I could fly you guys out of here. I could fly you to where we could deliver the vials and shit." And she's like, "Fuck nah, hell no, we're not doing that. Screw you." And she takes control and he's out of the picture because I forgot to mention at this time the reason what added to more suspense is that the space station is going to collide with the rings. And you know what's crazy, bro? As a kid, Mario, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck is that ring?" But it's really cool now when you think about it. It's literally just a bunch of rocks and a bunch of debris, like orbiting the planet. Like, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Anyway, so the space station is falling into the rings, aka gonna hit like millions of rocks and debris, and obviously it's gonna
fuck up the station.
Cause it to crash. So there is that added, I guess, suspense and shit to the story. And so now we're like, okay, we're pretty much free, right? Oh, cool, we're flying away.
Typical alien fashion,
right? But obviously we know that's not the case because the girl that stabbed herself and shit, right?
With that vial.
So she ends up putting her in the cryo pod. In the cryopod. And another thing too as well that's kind of a callback to Alien is that she's not in her full gear. Yeah. She's like in her it wasn't as crazy as Alien.
No, I was saying
Alien she just had panties on.
Yeah.
You feel me? I kinda, hey man. What you mean? If y'all gonna do a 1-on-1 scale, do a 1-on-1 scale for her, man. What's going on now? No, but she had like shorts, or whatever, and like a normal shirt, like it basically resembling Alien in her situation. That she thinks she's free, she doesn't have her gear on or whatever. And yeah, the pregnant girl is giving birth, bro. She's giving birth, and we're like, what the fuck is happening? No. She gives birth. We see it has like a baby face. We're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It falls down into the storage bay area. Rain goes down there to check it out. It's gone. We're like, yo, what the fuck? Pop up upstairs. We see it in full length, bro. It's like a weird ass, tall, slim ass xenomorph slash human, bro.
Some shit.
It was weird. It was on some Resident Evil shit.
Yeah, it looked cool.
It looked cool for me. At least. Did, but it looked weird. It was like creepy weird. It was like, whoa.
It's something I definitely from what I remember, I don't think I've ever seen before. So that's why it was like extra cool for me.
And my thing is, like, I wonder if like in Prometheus was that something,
or in the other ones.
Yeah, or the other ones. Right?
Yeah, maybe.
So we couldn't necessarily determine. Yo, this is some lower breaking shit,
ground breaking shit,
which I doubt because like I said, we already discussed it. But anyway, it was pretty cool, and she ends up killing the girl, right? Her baby
ends up chewing her or eating her or some shit.
Because you could see that he like. The thing or whatever was trying to like, oh, you're my mom. Like, hello type shit. But she didn't have it. She's like, no, get the fuck away from me. And that's where like he, I guess,
got butthurt
and like slit her throat or something with his tongue or some bullshit. And then fuck, And then all this is happening. Rain goes upstairs. She has like a. This is a kind of a mini callback. Is that, and I wonder if it has to pertain with a hybrid. I'm not sure. Is that Rain comes back with like a pack thing, and she has like a. It's like a
cryo gun,
like a cryo gun, yeah, like where
shit,
it freezes you, and that kind of goes back to Alien, where instead of the cryo shit, it was a flamethrower.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm thinking like, is it because we know alien xenomorphs, their weakness, I guess, is to fire, but I'm assuming our hybrids maybe are their weakness to frozen shit. Maybe it's not fire. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things where we probably a little.
We didn't really see into full effect because she kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
she didn't really prep the. I mean,
cryo gun. We kind of did see its full effect later.
Yeah, later on, yeah. But then I'm talking about in that moment, the first time that she used it.
Yeah,
she fucked up.
And so that's a callback right there. She ends up shooting it with the fucking cryo gun, runs away, and obviously she's freezing from it, and temperatures are going down. She's trying to get him back up, and this is another callback to Alien, where she goes into this closet room, and it's like similar. Like obviously she's in the closet, it's like super tight in the first one, but here she's kind of like her back is against the closet. She's trying to get on the suit, just like from Alien, which I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty fire. Puts on the suit, she's good to go, and we're thinking, what the fuck is going on now? So we're out of the space station. Typical Alien bullshit. There's a weird ass hybrid motherfucker with us.
There's always one more.
Yeah, there's always one more. What the fuck is gonna happen? We already know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, who the fuck is this? What is this? That's so fucking. I thought it was cool as fuck. And you want to take it from here? How she ends up, I guess,
taking it out.
Yeah.
So basically, she goes into the storage bay, right? And she's attached to with some cable on her back to the ship, right? And she's going into the storage bay where the egg. It was an egg, I think.
Yeah, bro.
Where it landed, right? And she's trying to draw it, right? And so she gets on this ladder. She climbs on top of it. She released 3 hatches. There's 4 hatches total, right? She's on the last one, but she's waiting for the hybrid to fucking come and get her, right? She's looking. Of course. Motherfuckers behind her, obviously, right? Like, of course, I'm telling you, it's just like the originals, y'all. And obviously, she gets launched out of storage because now she's damn near the the rocks of like the, what do you call it, the rings of the planet they're on. They're about to hit that shit.
Yeah, they're
right?
about to hit. Yeah.
And so the xenomorph is right in front of her. She's holding onto the cable that's attached to the ship. And as she's about to go back in, that's when not xenomorph, that hybrid thing comes out. And I thought she was gone. I'm not even gonna fuck with you here. I thought she was gone because the fucker, the hybrid, like it had something within its mouth that hit her face shield of glass and it cracked. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, it did.
It cracked, and I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, no fucking way. And the reason why I thought she was actually gonna die is because what we said earlier. This sticks between 2 movies, and as I told you, like, it could be a standalone thing. I'm like, yeah, she could probably die, bro. So I'm like, no fucking way she goes out like this. Obviously,
you didn't mention. Well, this happened while she was dangling.
No, I mentioned she was dangling off because she attached her. Yeah, remember I said she was.
But like the floor broke off or something because she tipped over the egg with acid blood.
Yeah, you're right. So she threw,
and then it caused a hole and it sucked everything into the space shit, and then that's where she got sucked in with the.
Yeah, no, good shit. Yeah, that's how they ended up out there because she threw that shit.
That was cool though. That they're dangling out in space and shit. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was raw, but
that was different.
We're at that point where she cracked the shit, and I'm thinking, bro, no way she goes out like this. Like, nah, fuck that. But no, eventually she's able to fucking free herself from the hybrid, and she climbs back in, and that's how eventually that hybrid dies because it gets sucked into space. But why? Wouldn't it would be funny?
No, was the container? So the hybrid stays, I guess, was in the container. And then the container hit the rocks and it just got crumbled.
Oh, and he got crumbled with it?
And she came up on top to the spaceship.
Oh, I thought because I know they were face to face, so I thought either the hybrid hit something or she kicked him off or some shit. That's what I'm talking about. Because remember, that happened. Yeah. But I'm talking about that face to face. I'm like, she either kicked it out because she got in the ship somehow, bro. But no, eventually the hybrid does. We're assuming it died because the xenomorphs, we know they can live in space. Because I think they said something in the early in the movie where it's like they don't need food or was it the other movies where they don't need food or oxygen to breathe in space, so they can survive in space because the fucking xenomorph from the original movie that caused this movie survived. So we don't know if it's dead. We're assuming it's dead because of all the debris it hit from the fucking the field around that planet they're on. But yeah, she eventually just goes back up, and does she put herself in cryo sleep? She puts herself in cryo sleep, right?
I can't remember. I think
Because eventually the last shot I remember is just them going, and is the ship they're on, and
it's
just
just
going.
her.
Yeah, because it's just her. Because Andy.
And
We forgot to mention Andy.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh, my
That
bad.
he
My bad.
get that. Did I? I don't know. But anyway, Andy gets sliced up in the neck
Yeah, by the hybrid.
by the hybrid, so he ends up dying, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it's literally just her.
So as they're like, as she leaving, I could have sworn, like, I can't remember she got into the cryopod. I can't.
That's what I don't remember, bro.
I don't think I saw that because I only vividly remember it's like a shot of the spaceship going into space and like her talking. Oh, my name is.
Oh yeah, her log.
Yeah, her log, right? I'm the only survivor of blah 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 blah. I'll see you guys, like some typical alien, what Ripley did in fashion. Yep. And then we just see the lights from the spaceship just dim, and that's it, bro. Yeah, that's fucking it. Yep. And so I guess to answer your question, can we see her come back and stuff? And this is
like, do you think?
And this is the part where like
it's kind of a two-part question. I mean, okay. Do you think we'll see her again? And do you think this resurrected the Alien franchise?
Did it resurrect the Alien franchise? I would say that's tough, man. That's really tough. I think maybe yes, bro. Like, oh, we're so bad because it's a great movie, man. It's a great movie, right? As to seeing her again, I mean, possibly, bro. If it was still in between Aliens or something, because the problem is that Alien 2 takes place 57 years after Alien. 57 years, bro.
Yeah.
Right? And then from Aliens to Alien 3, maybe not that many years, actually.
Well, I can check, actually.
Can you check? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's still a lot of years. And then who knows Resurrection, how long that was ago. Like, what the fuck that happened, you know?
Okay, so Aliens and Aliens 3 take place in the same year. 2179.
Same year.
Same year.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Well, what about Resurrection?
There's a huge time jump. 2381. Yeah.
Shit. Okay, well, could we see her again? Possibly, maybe
the next
in
one's
between
2 and 3.
2 and 3, or maybe 3 and 4. Maybe 3 and Resurrection in between there. Because 50 years, that's a long time. And like, sure, if she's in the cryopod, technically speaking, she will be fine. Because remember, she was able to. Because they were able to stay in cryo sleep until for 9 years until they got to their planet. Remember that?
Yeah.
So technically speaking, maybe there is no limit to how far you could.
I think their limit is how much cryo fuel they have. Because remember, that's why that's the only reason they went into that room in the movie.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the limit. But even then, how long does cryo fuel last?
Yeah, that's
the thing.
So is there a chance? To be honest, probably, yeah, man. Probably. Probably.
Would you want to see her again? I'm more aligned. Here's where I'm standing on it. I think this should be a standalone thing. I think it was good. It served its purpose as bringing the interest to the franchise back. Well but said. I think this should be the starting point of starting a new storyline that you can make another 3 movies off of.
Why not have this be the start of the trilogy?
It can be, but it's just the fact that it's stuck between the first Alien and Aliens.
Yeah,
that's what makes it difficult.
And it's just gonna be like repetitive, because it's gonna be like, it's gonna be the same thing with what happened with Ripley, where like, oh, wait, no, this alien's here. Is like, lady, what are you talking about? We found you 200 years or whatever. And it's like, no, you don't understand. This alien is gonna like the same bullshit, you know. And that's the problem with, I guess, Alien franchise a little bit right now. I mean, we do. I mean, like, you know what the fuck's gonna happen if we have the same characters.
I mean, maybe because we do know Ridley Scott is coming back for another Alien movie. Considering the motherfucker saw Star Wars and was like, "Oh, I'm so depressed. You know what? Fuck the project I'm working on. I'm gonna work on Alien, the next Alien." Maybe that movie is the start of a new fucking storyline. Considering he made this shit.
Well, I think he directed. I don't think he wrote.
Oh, for real?
Characters.
I thought you meant. Okay, my bad. I misspoke.
Actually, I think.
Because I thought he was he made up this whole like world and shit. Considering he was a director.
Did he?
I
Are
thought.
you sure? I could have sworn he.
If not, then I take back. But either way, if he's the one in charge, bro, I still believe.
I'm trying to look right here. Was it really Scott? Because I could have sworn like he didn't like. I don't know. Can you find anything?
No, I can't see anything right now.
Yeah, it wasn't him. It was created by Dan O'Bannon
Oh, okay.
and Ronald. I don't know. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Shusett.
Okay.
So those are the creators.
Well, fuck. Well, if I find out that they come back for this,
and
new
then
movie.
Ridley Scott was just like he was the creator. Like those were the creators, right?
Uh-huh.
But Ridley Scott was the director.
Okay. All right, then I got to change what I said. If he comes back and if he brings back those guys and they get in a room like, yo, we gotta strategize. We gotta think about how we can start the next 3 movies. Because if he comes back, bro, you gotta add new shit, bro. You gotta add a new storyline, make the world feel bigger, or just add something new to it to make us to sit down in a fucking movie theater for an hour and a half, too. You know what I mean? And make it justifiable.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Created by those are the 2 owners. Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett. Yeah,
All
those
right.
2.
I feel like I heard that name.
2 unknown science fiction writers back in the late 1970s. O'Bannon had O'Bannon had co-written John Carpenter's Dark Star in 1974. I have no idea. Dark Star. Interesting. But yeah, and then Ridley Scott was just the director.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right.
And it's it's not your fault. Many people still think that Ridley Scott was the creator of the franchise.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
But yeah, I mean, fuck. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? That's pretty much it, man. I don't think there's anything else that we could necessarily add. What did you guys think of Alien? All right, guys. Sorry for the abrupt ending, man. Our
recorder died.
Our recorder died, bro. And so
that was my bad, bro. Because I don't look at the battery a lot because usually we're good on battery.
Yeah.
But when you're wrapping it up, I always look at the time, like, to see how long we did. And it wasn't until I looked, I saw that there was like no bars. I was like, I gave him. I was going like, yo, wrap it the fuck up right now. We're running out of battery.
It just died.
And it died on us as I
was
doing that.
Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, let us know what you guys thought about Alien Romulus in the comments, or message us on Instagram at Heat Revision Podcast. Let us know your thoughts, man, or discuss it in the Discord, bro. With that being said, thank you guys so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.
Peace.